Welcome to The Purpose and the Pivot, the podcast for women who know it's time for more. With your host, C. Renee McLain, career and life coach and champion for women navigating change with confidence and clarity. Each week, we'll have real conversations about career moves, life transitions, mindset shifts, and the power of redefining your purpose at every stage of life. Whether you're pivoting professionally, personally, or both, this is your space for guidance, growth, and grounded support. Let's dive in.
Welcome to The Purpose and the Pivot. Today's episode is From Surviving to Thriving. Yes. Moving beyond endurance to living in purpose. Yes. I am so glad you're here today. Today's conversation is one that I believe will resonate with many of us because, if we're honest, there have been seasons where we weren't really living. We were simply surviving. Yes. Maybe you've been surviving a difficult job. Maybe you've been surviving a some financial stress, right? A health challenge, maybe grief. Maybe you are surviving disappointment or burnout, surviving a painful divorce or a broken relationship. Or maybe you've simply been surviving the demands of everyday life. You wake up, you go through the motions, you check off the boxes, you do what needs to be done. And at the end of the day, you're exhausted. Not because you're fulfilled, but because you've spent all of your energy just trying to make it through. If that's where you are today, I want you to hear this. You were created for more than survival. I will say that again. You were created for more than survival. You were created to thrive. Yes, you were created to thrive. And today's episode is about making that shift. Yes. Let's begin with an honest question. What does survival look like? Well, survival is living in reaction instead of intention. Yeah. It's constantly putting out fires. It's existing in a cycle of stress, fear, and fatigue. It's doing just enough to get through yet another day. And when you're surviving, you rarely stop to ask yourself, what do I really want? What do I really want? Because survival leaves very little room for dreaming, very little room for creativity, very little room for joy. And here's the challenge. If you stay in survival mode long enough, it can begin to feel normal. Oh my goodness. You forget what peace feels like. You forget what excitement feels like. You forget what it's like to wake up looking forward to your day. Oh my goodness. Now, let's clear something up here. Let's clear up this misconception. Thriving doesn't mean life is perfect. It does not mean life is perfect. It doesn't mean you never face challenges, and it doesn't mean every day is easy. However, thriving is more about how you live through those challenges. Oh yes, it's choosing hope over hopelessness. Purpose over pressure. Yes, yes. Growth over stagnation. Yes, growth over stagnation. It's waking up each day believing that your life has meaning, even when life isn't easy. Thriving is an internal posture before it ever becomes an external reality. Yeah. I also want to acknowledge something very important. There are seasons when survival is exactly what you need. If you have experienced trauma, for instance, loss, illness, or an unexpected hardship, survival may have been your greatest victory. Yeah, and that's okay. Don't judge yourself for the season you were in, okay? Celebrate the fact that you made it through, yes, and give yourself grace. Honor the strength it took just to keep going. But also recognize when it's time to move from surviving, get this, to thriving. Oh, yes. And healing is part of that thriving. Yeah. And one of the reasons people remain in survival mode is because they never stop long enough to heal. Yeah. We stay busy. We stay distracted. Yeah. We move on without processing what we've been through. But unhealed wounds, hear me, unhealed wounds often become hidden barriers. Yeah. Healing isn't about pretending the pain never happened. Healing is about refusing to let the pain define the rest of your life. Okay? You can acknowledge what happened without allowing it to determine where you're going. Oh my goodness. Yes. And thriving, guys, thriving requires intention. Nobody accidentally thrives, okay? Thriving is built through intentional choices. Choosing to care for your physical health. Yeah. Choosing to protect your peace. Choosing relationships, hear me, that encourage growth. Yes. Choosing work that aligns with your values. Choosing to continue learning. Yes. Choosing gratitude. Yeah. And guess what? Choosing hope. Yes. Small, intentional choices create extraordinary lives over time. Over time. Yeah. Redefine success. Yes. Redefine your success. For years, many of us have measured success by titles, salaries, accomplishments, recognition. Yeah. And while those things have value, they don't tell the whole story. Yeah. I've met people with impressive careers who are emotionally exhausted. Yeah. I've met leaders who were successful on paper, but empty inside and absolutely miserable. My goodness. So what if success also meant having peace? Yeah. Having healthy relationships. Yeah. Sleeping well at night. Living with integrity. Oh, yeah. Making time for the people you love. Yeah. Growing spiritually. Yeah. Walking in purpose. Yeah. All of that is thriving. Thriving. That's thriving. All of it. And guess what? Stop waiting for someday. Someday. One of the greatest traps is believing you'll thrive later. Someday later, when I retire, when life slows down, when the kids are older, when I have more money. But guess what, guys? Thriving is not a destination. Thriving is a decision. A decision. You don't have to wait until everything changes to begin living differently. I'm going to say that again. You don't have to wait until everything changes to begin living differently. Okay? You can choose today to create healthier habits. You can choose today to set boundaries. You can choose today to make room for joy. Yes, unspeakable joy. You can choose today to live intentionally. Oh my goodness. Yes. And guess what? Your past doesn't disqualify you. Okay. Some people believe they've been through so much that it's too much for them to thrive. Too many disappointments, too many failures, too many setbacks. But what if your greatest challenges have prepared you to appreciate your greatest blessings? Yeah. Your past may explain your story, but it does not have to limit your future. Okay? The chapters that nearly broke you may become the chapters that help someone else heal. Hear me. Your survival has purpose. And now it's time to build upon it. Yeah. So let me ask you a question. What does thriving look like for you? Selah. I want to challenge you to define thriving for you. Define thriving for yourself. Yeah. Not based on social media. No, can't be based on social media. Not based on someone else's expectations. Nope. But based on your values. Based on your values. So ask yourself, what kind of life am I trying to create? What makes me feel alive? Yeah. What brings me peace? What work gives me purpose? Oh, yeah. Who do I want to become? Because thriving isn't just about what you achieve. It's about who you are becoming. Yeah, who you are becoming. As we prepare to close today's episode, I'd like for you to reflect on these questions as well. Where in my life am I surviving instead of thriving? Where in my life am I surviving instead of thriving? What habits or beliefs are keeping me limited in survival mode? What habits or beliefs are keeping me limited in survival mode? What would thriving look like for me in this season? What would thriving look like for me in this season? And what is one intentional choice I can make this week to move toward the life I truly want? Yeah. And here's a thought that I want to leave with you today. You don't have to wait for everything around you to change before you begin changing how you live. Every small step toward healing, every healthy boundary, every courageous decision, every act of self-respect moves you from merely surviving to intentionally thriving. Yes. Remember this. Your story is bigger than your struggle. Oh my goodness. Let me say that again. Your story is bigger than your struggle. Your purpose is greater than your pain. And your future is not defined by what you've survived. It is shaped by what and who you choose to become. Yes. Until next time, be encouraged, enlightened, and empowered. I am C. Renee McLain. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for tuning in to The Purpose and the Pivot. If today's episode encouraged or inspired you, be sure to follow the show and share it with another woman who's navigating her own transition. For coaching support or to connect with C. Renee McLain directly, visit McLain Career and Life Coaching or schedule a consultation using the link in the show notes. Remember, your purpose evolves and you have permission to pivot. Until next time.